for the Operations Oversight Committee. Let's see.
And I'll do the roll call.
Okay, thank you.
This meeting is being conducted virtually and in person, so I will do a roll call of the trustees to confirm attendance. Ms. Ginsburg.
Here.
Ms. Langton.
Yes.
Mr. Rue. Ms. Fessler.
Yes.
Mr. Panthoya. Mr. Green. Mr. Robbins. Mr. Moore.
Here.
Mr. Kehoe. Mr. Harris. Chair Durazo.
Here.
Staff participating in the meeting include CEO Louis Lugo, AEOs JJ Popovich and Laura Guglielmo, Chief Counsel Stephen Rice. Other staff and managers participating include Kathy Delano, Chat Arande, and Joe Sheehan. Trustees, please use the raise your hand Zoom option to be placed in queue. At this time, we ask all meeting participants to mute your mics until you are ready to speak, and we may now proceed with the agenda. And we have no requests received for teleconference meeting attendance under SB 707.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I need a motion to approve the minutes from January 7th.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Fessler? Aye. Ms. Langton?
Yes.
Chair Durazo?
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously.
Okay, so no public comment?
We have none.
Okay. All right, so then let's move on to reports. We have an operations briefing by Laura.
So we'll
Or in
stand for-
JJ, sorry.
That's okay, no problems. We'll stand for questions on the operation briefing report, if there's any, and then we have a presentation by Kathy and Joe, or by Kathy on IT trends and Joe on transformation. So are there any questions about the report itself?
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so with that, I'll turn it over to Kathy and Joe.
Okay. Thank you, JJ. Good afternoon. So this afternoon, we're continuing our conversation on IT trends and artificial intelligence. Last month, we talked about IT and AI governance. We're going to continue that conversation, and we're going to do a deeper dive into the project management office. We call it the PMO, and it's one of 3 groups that work in systems. And the manager of this group is Joe Schwan. He's an IT manager too. He's been with LACERA for
3 months.
3 months. Yeah. And so I'm going to turn it over to him. He's going to talk in detail about the PMO and then give you an AI update.
Thank you, board. Next slide, please. And so on the left is one of the governance workflow Kathy has shown last month. And so today we're going to zoom into one of those boxes, which is the PMO office that I help lead here. Next slide. And so in the PMO, we strive to be a value business partner. We want to contribute to the organizational goals and objectives. We want to promote PM-related tools and methodologies in the way we manage and launch projects. And so to do that, we utilize best practices and methodologies. And what you see here is a snippet from the PMO playbook that the team adopted in recent years. It is based from PMI, the Project Management Institute, and it's customized to our LACERA environment here. And it's very typical, the 5 large phases of a life cycle of a project. And obviously we go into different levels of rigor and detail based on the scope and size that's appropriate for the project that we're managing. And so I'll just highlight them real quick. There's some sort of initiation idea. There's a lot of planning. We want to invest in planning. And then executions, typically implementation. And then we have tools and methods to monitor and control, whether it could be vendor management, it can be internal teams. And then we always want to do a formal project closure. We want to do lessons learned, and we want to build upon our knowledge and do better the next time. And so at a high level, this is the 5 phases or gates we typically take a project through. And for our team, we're looking forward to latter part of this year, probably third, fourth quarter, we want to launch a project portfolio management tool, PPM tool. And so that'll give us more integrated touch points, integrated data, and it'll give us dashboards for executive visibility. So you'll notice in the written reports, there'll be a reference to PPM, and that is what we're looking forward to in our office. And our office is comprised of 4 employees and 2 contractors, and our typical load of projects that we manage is around 24. So around 23 to 25 projects is what we're carrying on a rolling basis. And so that's a wrap on the PMO. Next slide, please. And again, Kathy presented this last month, and we'll keep coming back with this. This is at a high level. We inserted a vertical bar to kind of show where we are at this point in time and to indicate there are concurrent activities going on in the realm of AI, different activities. And so as each of them get completed, we'll put the green check mark and we'll provide progress and updates as appropriate to the board here. And so look for something at the end of the first quarter. We'll come back hopefully with some green checks. Next slide, please. And this is the last slide on our presentation today, similar to what Kathy has shared with the board in the past. And so the first section are the things we are currently using, the various AI tools internally and back office for the programmers. And then the middle section are the 2 initiatives we are trying to scope out, to design out. The first one is related to the member experience call project. And so that's a high touch point with members. We want to incorporate some type of chat session with the member, with the public. And then the second one, Tamara touched upon in her report last month, we are getting engaged and starting the project to introduce some type of process improvements, specifically AI, for the disability retirement workflow. And then the last section are some of the things we are considering, we are starting to explore. And so we will continue that conversation, continue those discovery, and we'll move them up into in progress as appropriate. So that concludes our report, and we'll stand for any questions.
Okay, does anyone have any questions regarding the report?
I just have one question. On the chat bot, is there a plan to do like maybe even internally or someplace? Are we going to run a little like before you roll it out to our members? Are we running some kind of little experiment to see if people are satisfied? If I put in a question and I get back I wouldn't say gibberish, but I get back something that isn't necessarily helpful, or I'm a little sensitive to the concept because I'm on the RELAC board and our members are older because they're retired. And of course, LACERA, a good chunk of the people that use our system are in the same boat. They're not as familiar with technology, and it's a kind of a squishy area. So I was wondering if we have some plan to roll this out in a way that we have greater confidence that it's going to wind up being well received.
I can take that one. Yeah. So yes, we will certainly test the bejesus out of it before we go live with it. It'll be you'll always be able to get to a live person too. So the idea for it is it'll provide you answers and direct you to content within the website that we'll want you to read, and then it will be designed as such. So if there's what do I do, or I need advice on, or something like that, it will offer up a live chat session, or it'll offer up to connect to through the call center. But yeah, we will be testing it a lot before we go live.
I was wondering if do you want to put together a group of board members, a group of staff, maybe ask for volunteers from our members, people who want to be part of the cohort that are interacting with this, even if it's just like for a month or so, but something where you get actual
humans that will have to
Oh,
be
yeah,
using
yeah.
this.
The plan was to use staff, right?
Okay.
People that know what the answers are. So,
Oh, yeah,
it'll
that's a
be
good idea.
people from the call center, the operations and benefits most likely. Because they'll be able best to tell if it's giving the wrong information. Yeah, and and as far as sharing it, maybe we could do demos and things like that for during the operations oversight committee when we get to the point where we feel it's ready to go. But that's the current plan.
Or a webinar for our members when we're going to roll it out. I mean, what I'm getting at is I'm not, we've done things like this at LACERA and I mean at RELAC, and we get feedback that we missed the mark. And if we can help get there in advance, then I think the receptivity is a lot stronger at the back end.
Well, what we've done sometimes in the past, and I think maybe we'll do this when we get to the point where it's, we think it's ready. We'll ask some people that are coming in to the operation or to the member service center downstairs, pull them aside and see if they want to play with it for a few minutes and give us some advice. So
That's a good idea.
We'll incorporate that. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think that's a good point. Bringing in like other stakeholders in to get their input, because we may, have more information and think that we can answer it for them. So, because I have a lot of frustration when I use chat assistance through like whatever website, and then I keep on asking the question, and then they give me an answer that's not according to my question, and then it's like 3 different questions and I'm still not getting the answer, and then there's like no one available, and usually it's after hours. So, and I think people sometimes tend to call like later on in the day, and there's no assistance. So is there like an 800 number as well, like attached if people call like after 5 o'clock to get help, or
No,
they
there
close?
isn't. There's the call center closes at 5:30, I think it is. So there wouldn't be. We can consider possibly doing it during business hours to begin with. There's different things that we can do to play with it. We'll also, I intend to have staff monitor the logs. So all of these things are recorded, right? Every interaction you would have with a chatbot would be recorded. And so we'll be looking at the logs as part of the validation, even after we go live, until we're reasonably sure that it's working. And then we'll do regular audits to make sure that, the information being given is correct. It's a long process to get to the point where we can do this, and it's brand new for us. And so we're going to take it slow, very methodical, and do whatever we can to make sure that it goes well.
Thank you.
I think there is a good suggestion there, JJ. I think you keen in on something in terms of a focus group externally, as we look to roll out some of our kind of member service engagement. I think there is an opportunity to maybe engage externally with a focus group of retirees or actives, where they can kind of give us that feedback. So that's something.
That's a good idea. It's exactly what you were getting at. What I was trying to say. If we pull people that are coming into the member service center and ask them, "Would you take some time to test it out?" But we can do something more formal. Yeah. Excellent ideas. I appreciate that.
Did you have a question, Aileen?
Just skeletal update is just exactly what I feel like exactly what we needed and exactly what I wanted. So thank you for that, for indulging me. Second, are we doing anything with Claude Work? Is that similar or the same as Copilot?
So GitHub Copilot uses Claude.
Okay.
It does use that language model. Some of the others, I don't know offhand if they do, but we do use different language models embedded in some of these tools.
Okay, great. And when you're training on Copilot and using Copilot, or if that's even the one that you would use for this, do you allow like meetings, like taking notes, automatic notes at meetings, so people can then cross-check things instead of having someone take notes and then having to clear it through everybody one by one and all that?
So there's two different mechanisms that Copilot offers. There's a transcription while a meeting is going on that's available to the attendees of the meeting. And often people do use that as a summary, share it with the group with always the preface AI generated, please verify. There's also the ability to record meetings and have a transcription saved. We do not have that turned on at LACERA, but we are developing a policy that would make it possible to turn on. And so that's a little bit different, but they're very, the transcription is very helpful.
Yeah, so what do you mean I'm not understanding the difference between the two. One is a recording with and one is just a transcription?
So the recording would be a voice and audio recording that is saved. It persists. And the transcription that goes along with that. The one that we have turned on only exists during the meeting. When the meeting's over, you can't get access to it. So
No transcript.
no.
Oh, got
It
it.
doesn't persist.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it.
But we're working toward the persistent solution. We just need to get alignment on our policy. and
Okay.
Have everyone sign off on it.
And if I could.
Oh,
add,
yeah.
When this is going on, the members participating in the meeting are notified this is
Yeah.
being used. That's important.
100%.
That's something we want to make sure everybody is aware of. And then often, usually the leader or whoever is leading the meeting or who's responsible for the note taking will copy the transcription and save it so they can edit it or just have it assists in the note taking for sure. So it's popular. People are very happy using it, but some people don't use it at all. Others use it extensively,
Got it.
as you might expect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then my last question is, what is the AI for trustees?
I was hoping someone would ask. So the current solution that we use, Boardvantage, does have some AI capabilities. We would like to turn them on and test them. And then if they seem valuable, train the trustees on how to use them. So they have two main products. One is a prep tool. So before the meeting, NASDAQ is the vendor for Boardvantage. They say it will save you a few hours prepping, buyer to verify, right? And then the other one is it's not in beta yet, but it's expected soon in beta. And then second quarter of this calendar year, it'll go in general release, which is when we'll get it. And that is while the board meeting is in progress. And that they call that a board assist. So during the meeting, and I haven't seen it, so I don't, I'm just speculating. It's a chat-like experience where you would ask Boardvantage something about the meeting so that you don't have to read. You can still pay attention, but just quickly ask, maybe you ask, what are we voting on? I don't
Be
know.
embarrassing.
What was the motion? Yeah. So
I think you could also use it for sometimes this happens in a disability case. Where was it on that file when Dr. So-and-so said
Right.
such and such? It could help you find that in the supporting documents.
Right.
I'm in theory.
Yeah.
Because I'm
But yes, I get it.
May I follow up with one thing? I would suggest that before we roll out the various recording and transcription and all of that for internal meetings, that you work with your chief counsel's office to make sure that you've got parameters that don't create problems under the Public Records Act.
Yeah, so they are, we have a work group internally with legal, working on a policy for internal meeting recordings.
and we're also getting advice from outside counsel as well. Yeah. So that's why we're handling it methodically. That's why we're kind of slow to get it published, but absolutely. Yep. Any other questions?
Anything else? Mr. Moore? No?
Okay.
Liz? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so next is the Operations Oversight Committee topics.
So it's just an informational memo on how we view bringing what type of topics and the cadence that we're going to have going forward for the Operations Oversight Committee. so we've listed, some of the standard topics and reports that'll be there on both a monthly and a quarterly basis. Some additional information and reporting topics that we are thinking about bringing forward, throughout the year. And then, of course, as always, soliciting feedback from the committee members to let us know if there's things on there or things you'd like us to add to the list.
Okay, so then when we do have a topic, do we contact you? Do we contact Terry? How does that work?
You can contact me for
Okay.
now because Laura's got one more meeting. And then I'll work with Louis and the chair. Actually, really probably should contact the chair first, and then you can send it to me.
Okay.
And then I'll work with Louis and we'll figure out where we put it on the agenda. Does that work for you?
You can also, and in these meetings, right, there's the items for future staff review. Any trustee can ask for something to be heard either in this committee or in one of the other committees. So if there's a topic, an education topic, you can always, or any trustee can raise it at that time as well in the public forum.
Thank you.
Given what we had earlier today with respect to the contracting policy, I think it would be a good idea, and this was actually my colleague's thought initially that she shared with me, but it seems to me any policy that is going to come to the board, whether it's a revision of an existing policy or a new one, should come through this committee first, so that the kind of detailed discussion that we were in the midst of in our regular meeting would be had here before it goes to the board. So that maybe that needs to be added to when you have standard reports and topics. The standard would be to all policies would come through, any policy that's going to be presented to the board for review or approval would be presented first to the OOC.
So just regarding the policy for procurement, that did come to us like in October, November, but you weren't on the board yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just letting you know. So
Typically, we try to bring it here unless it's something that's like really critically urgent. I mean, that's usually the trigger. It's like, if we've got to address it now, then we'll jump it to the board. Usually that's discussed with the committee chair and the board chairs so that everybody is, on the up and up. But yeah, Trustee Fessler, we try and bring it through here first. Yes.
Great. And maybe in those instances, the board doesn't reference, our
Yes.
official policy
Yes.
here, but because of whatever
Yeah.
the use, the reason is put right forth there so that we all recognize that.
Yes.
When we're looking
We will do that.
as board.
Absolutely. We'll do that.
Okay, any other comment? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so now it brings us to item 5C, artificial intelligence policy.
So I think in summary, do you guys have any comments, any changes you'd like to make?
I think it's great.
Okay,
Really good.
thank you.
Same, yeah. Anybody else?
The only thing, yeah, fantastic. The only thing I would like to ask
Mhm.
is going back to governance policy. If the board maybe can we can have a cyber AI policy for privacy, just our general guidelines of our beliefs to put on the website. I understand this is going to be posted on the website.
Yes.
And I had, mentioned this to our new CEO, Mr. Lugo,
Uh-huh.
and we had discussed possibly bringing that up at the May offsite.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that works for you guys, but even if it's not at the offsite, just,
Yeah, we can, if you, do you want to concentrate on the governance of AI?
yeah, I mean,
all
that's
the
our,
elements of it?
that's
Okay.
our purview. That's our
Okay,
jurisdiction. So that would be great.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
you.
anybody else have any comments or questions regarding the policy? Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Let's see. Okay, so the privacy incidents, there weren't any okay, you gave the example here. Okay. So now we can go over item number 6, items for staff review.
Yes, trustee Fessler asked for all policies that are coming to the board for approval should come through the OOC committee first. And then trustee Langton asks about discussing at the offsite cyber governance policy
Okay.
for the website.
I have one more to add possibly. Perhaps since we're focusing so much on AI at the moment, and I brought this up a few months ago, perhaps finding out about insurance. Like what are the parameters with that and what's the requirements if there are any? I'm not familiar with that, so getting information on that would be useful, I think. Okay, anybody else? Oh, yes, Laura.
Right, Madam Chair, in related to the insurance, are you referring to insurance related to AI, or we do it? We have an
Specifically,
annual-
yes.
So LACERA, our Administrative Services Division, our risk manager, manages insurance needs for LACERA. And those policies do come before the board annually. So that's going to be coming up in the next couple of months. And any question, there's a variety of different insurance policies, thresholds that we have for LACERA, and we work in collaboration with our legal unit as well, and we bring that before the board. And so it's a great opportunity to ask questions, explain the level of risk that the organization, how we
Like what's
mitigate our
covered.
risk and how it's
Mhm,
covered. But
mhm.
it's quite extensive, the various types of insurance products and policies. We can always do education as well, but because that's going to be coming up in the next couple of months, it may address your needs, but if it doesn't, then we would expect you to let
Okay,
us
so
know.
then maybe I should hold off until the
We
summertime
can,
or?
you can certainly forward any question you'd like to myself, and we can get your question answered, but also just know that we'll be providing something in
Okay.
in the next few months.
Well, thank you. Okay. All right, so items for future agenda.
We have nothing.
All right. Good of the order. Anyone want to say last minute? Okay, great. So I make a motion to adjourn. All right.